Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Brennan again in the basement with the beanie. The beanie has returned. The season is here. So it's been a little bit cooler here in Rhode Island the last couple of days, which is really surprising because it's been fairly warm. I still really think of it as summer. It's been in the 80s, then all of a sudden it feels like it's been 50. So it's a lot colder, at least it feels a lot colder than it probably is, because depending on where you are, you're probably like 50 degrees isn't that cold. I'm just telling you, the beanie has made its official return, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are really happy about because you no longer have to see the bald head. And some of you might be really sad about it. But if you're sad, don't worry, I got a treat for you. And that is the NASM is still offering a 2-week free trial of their services. If you're interested in becoming a certified personal trainer, you can go to myusatrainer.com/CampbellFitness. And if that's not your kind of treat, my friends, the fact that it's also cold also will mean that the leggings will be making a return soon. So either way, it's a win-win situation. You're welcome. But I want to just go ahead and bring the camera out here today, show you guys a new addition to this home gym basement setup. I posted this on Instagram the other day. This is the Rogue gun rack. And after I picked up this Elite FTS safety squat bar, I really wanted to think about getting the bars off the floor because, as you can see from this Rogue Ohio bar, it's starting to get like a little beat up on the collars just from the general floor. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but I wanted to get it off the floor, especially with the padding on this. I didn't want this laying on the floor and get beat up a lot quicker. So I invested in this Rogue gun rack. It also gives me a place to finally do something with this curl bar because, as you all know, I don't really do curls anymore. RIP biceps. But at least now I have a place to hold it, my other bars as well. It also gives me a space to add some more bars in. So maybe we'll be getting a Rogue deadlift bar or something in the future. I don't know if I can justify spending another couple $100s on a bar that might not get a ton of play, but we'll see. Maybe if I keep doing these NASM ads, I'll be able to afford all kinds of bars. All kinds. But I want to give you my quick feedback on this gun rack. I like it a lot, but one of the things that I really hate about it is the pricing structure and how it goes. So for the gun rack itself, for the 6-holder one, for the metal pieces, you get 2 when you order it. I think the base price is like $50. And then it also has an add-on if you want to add in this plastic piece to it. So there's actually a plastic piece on the inside. And this, in my opinion, is mandatory in order to protect your bars. You don't want your bars on this metal. That's going to fuck them up in the long run. So it's kind of like a no-brainer that you're going to get the plastic piece. But the plastic piece is just as expensive as the metal piece. So it's like $100 for that, which in my opinion is pretty pricey. If it was $50 overall, I wouldn't have a problem paying that. And not that I had a problem paying for that as is, but it just seems like a little bit of a jip in my opinion. So I like that a lot. Gives me the opportunity to add some more bars. We'll see what happens. If you have any suggestions on specific bars that you'd like reviewed, maybe leave that in the comment section below and I'll think about maybe adding one of those. But in the meantime, I'm going to deadlift today. I figured I might as well show you what I'm wearing because I already pointed out the beanie, but I have a very interesting outfit on. Not that I normally don't have interesting outfits, but I think I've really outdone myself today. So we have the A7 beanie, aka head condom, an A7 shirt. This is one of their new bar grip shirts, which I really like. I love these shirts for training, and eventually I'll probably do a review on these new versions because in my opinion, they're a lot different than the other ones that have come out. A7 shirt. And check a look at these shorts. Look at that pattern. I'm so fashionable these days. It's got weird zipper pockets, which I don't like. These shorts are made by Pony, which I didn't even realize was still a brand, but I got these at Marshall's for like $10. And while I was also at Marshall's, I got some of these socks. So these socks are made by Stance. These are their Fusion basketball crew. Not necessarily as long as I would like them. You guys know I like my long socks, but they have like rubber grippers on the bottom. They're very comfortable. And of course, rocking those Reebok CrossFit Light TR lows, which look like slippers. These are like the suede versions or something. Great shoes. Love them for deadlifting, and that's what I'm going to do today. So I'll bring you through that and share some other feels and thoughts along the way. Let's get to it. So one of the things that I know about the way I deadlift is that my lower back's rounded, my upper back's definitely rounded. And you guys have probably noticed this too based off of a lot of your comments. But I always get people who aren't really that familiar with lifting or haven't really been watching my channel a long time. I get questions about it a lot. And I don't really mind answering the questions, but a lot of people wonder if it's safe to deadlift this way. And just let me say that I am aware that my form is far from perfect. I've been lifting a long time, and even though I probably wouldn't recommend this to most people, what I would recommend is really trying out different things and finding where your strongest position is. And the reason I say that is because in the past, I would really try to get lower and make sure my back is as flat as possible or as locked as possible with no rounding. And the problem was when I initiated the pull, my legs would just shoot up and then the lift would turn into two parts and would actually put a lot more stress on my back overall than the form which I use right now. And one of the things I really want to emphasize here is that I've been training a long time, and as part of that, when I first started training, obviously, I wasn't using the weights I was using that I am right now, but as part of that, that's why they call it strength training. You build up that strength, and I'm not maxing every session. I'm not putting myself in that much risk to be injured, and over time, my lower back and upper back has just gotten really strong in those positions, and that's what really feels the best for me. So, if you have a problem with the way I lift, that's fine. You know, some people might have a way with how handsome I am. I just can't help it. I was born looking this good. But that being said, make sure that you do what feels best for you. I find that that's probably going to work the best. However, still keep those basic cues in mind. And in general, a good rule of thumb is to try to be as safe as possible and have your back as flat as possible, but don't necessarily worry about it too much if you found a position that works really well for you. And what that means is it allows you to get stronger, yet also lets you avoid being injured. So there's my 2 cents on the subject. Just so you guys, my hands are holding up really well. A little bit beat up from those 4 sets of 6, but you can tell overall they're in really good shape. Got them vascularity going. I'm not sure if that's from playing Nintendo or other things. So one of the areas I've been getting into trouble a lot is with my assistance movements. And the problem is that after my main movement for that day, I typically have to have some kind of assistance movement in the same vein. Oftentimes what I try to do on these deadlift days is do squats as an accessory movement just to up my squat frequency. The problem though is that I really kind of try to push myself on these sets, and it's really come back to bite me in the ass because I'm getting away from the term assistance. You know, I push them so hard that they're more like the main working sets, and then by the time that my squat day comes up, which is like 2 days later, I'm really fried from the assistance work and I can't put the full effort that I need to into my main compound. So one of the things that I'm really trying to reinforce in my own mind is a lighter load is probably a better load. But in the grand scheme of things, any load you can get out is a good one. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I definitely didn't know what to do with my elbows last set.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Be good just to hold them down by your side. Yeah, great.
Well, we're real happy with what was going on, and at the end of the day, you know, you got to be happy. Everything ended up fine.
Yeah, okay, everything was fine. Thanks. Great job, Ricky. Good job in the car. Ricky Bobby, a force to be reckoned with possibly in the near future.
And a big part of that is because I wasn't pushing up enough on the bar. So I want to keep the bar up, my elbows up, in which case we'll also have benefit because the cambered bar will actually push the weight forward, putting more stress on your quads. And that's really one of the intents of the bar itself. So to illustrate this, handles down, this is where the barbell sits. And then as you can tell, when the handles go up, the weight definitely moves more towards the front of your body. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and end the workout footage here for today. I'm not done training. I'm still gonna do some back movements. I like to do a lot of back movements almost every time I train if I can. So that'll probably be some weighted pull-ups, maybe some bent over rows. I'm not really too sure yet, but nothing really worth filming and showing or talking about. You guys did, however, see all of the main working sets for deadlifts, which were 4 sets of 6 at 225 kg or 496 pounds. Those were tough, but it felt good to get them all done. I then did some safety bar squats. You guys saw a couple of clips just talking about one of the reasons that I need to really keep my cues top of mind in that case, because it's still a new movement for me. But usually what I'll do on these deadlift days is I'll do a deadlift movement followed by a squat variation, followed by potentially another deadlift movement. And I didn't do that today because, as I mentioned, I've been feeling pretty fatigued throughout the course of the week, especially when squat day comes up, which is just like 2 or 3 days from now. So I want to back off a little bit to make sure that I'm hitting my main movements as best as possible. However, what I'll also do on that squat session is make sure I do some kind of deadlift movement after squats to, again, make sure I'm hitting everything twice per week. And that's usually how I get my frequency in. So we're going to end it there. I appreciate you guys watching as always. In the meantime, stay big.